Hey guys, before the video starts, I just wanted to let you know that I have my own official website. It's called arenasworld.net. I'm gonna link it in the description box. And when you click on it, you can just go purchase hoodies, mugs, towels, blankets. I'm also adding stuff for the dogs as well because I love dogs so much. So I'm slowly adding you more things. I would really appreciate if you support me on there and just bought yourself a hoodie or a shirt, send me a selfie to it, and you could be featured in the next video. Thank you. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Irina, and in today's video I wanted to talk about things I did while being drunk. Most of these stories I don't really remember. I just been told that this is what I did by my friends or my sister, because she's, I have an older sister and she's always been the responsible one. She always would look after me and then obviously watch me do stupid stuff while being drunk. Story number one, she's saying that I went to a club with her, and obviously we started drinking and I had a little bit to drink. And at the time, I am not a smoker, but at the time I was smoking for a month. I remember that. I was smoking for 1 month, and I was only about 18, I think. So, when you're smoking, you think you're so important and like, yeah. And then out of nowhere, I was wearing heels and I dropped a cigarette on the floor and I was already really, really drunk. So I went to pick up the cigarette from the floor, but as I was going down, I fell over. And then my sister saw it. She's like, all right, let's go home. Let's go home. You're too drunk. So she was taking me home. Living at the top apartment, so you had to go all the way up to the apartments on the stairs. And that was, I remember to this day, that was the hardest thing I had to do. Was walk those stairs all the way upstairs, especially drunk and especially with heels on. Apparently, she was taking me home, and I was going up the stairs and I was trying to unlock the apartment. And as I was unlocking the apartment, I completely fell over through the door, and like the door fell off as well. So she had to be adjusting the door afterwards. She had to pick me up from the floor and like put me on the sofa and then put the door back in like its own place where it was, because I completely fell over through the door. After that, she told me that she put me on the sofa while she was trying to adjust that door. And then she just saw me like taking my panties off. She's like, what are you doing? I'm not. And apparently I said, oh, I just really need to take a pee. She's like, but this is not bathroom, this is a couch. And I looked over, I was like, looks like bathroom to me. So she had to take me to the bathroom, which was like 1-2 meters away from the sofa, so I wouldn't pee on the sofa. So that was story number one. It's like 3 things that happened. Dropping the cigarette on the floor in front of everybody. And I remember wearing a skirt, so obviously you could probably see my panties as well. Then falling through the door along with the door, and then also trying to pee on a sofa when I thought it was a bathroom. Well, at least some people just pee themselves in the pants while they're drunk. At least I try to find a bathroom. Even though it wasn't a bathroom, at least I thought it was. So that would be the story number one. Then the story number two. When you go camping, usually people just go camping. While me and my sister and my friends, when we said that we were going camping, what we really meant was almost dying from the alcohol usage in our blood, because we would get so drunk. That was actually in the same town where I lived. So we would just have to walk just maybe like 10 minutes all the way like up to like a little mountain that was like next to the lake, so you can like camp there. I got so drunk that she had to ask 2 actually guys to take me home because I just couldn't walk. So she was like going with me, and with those guys, they were like helping me walk. And then out of nowhere, she said that I just decided to sit on the floor and then that I wouldn't move. She's like, well, stand up, we have to get home. I was like, nope, I'm not going anywhere, I'm staying here. She's like, you're in the middle of nowhere, you're in a forest, you have to like get down the mountain to go home. I was like, nope, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here. So it was like I was staying on the road, and she was trying to convince me for 10 minutes, and then I decided to go. I just remembered that she said, she kept saying that I was saying that I'm just tired. I'm just tired. She's like, no, you're just drunk. And so we somehow made it home. And at the time, we still lived with parents, and we somehow made it so they wouldn't wake up. I don't understand how. To this day, I don't know how my parents didn't wake up because I could not even walk. Oh, another camping story. I remember that was with my friend at the time. She decided to call some friends over that I heard of, but I didn't, I didn't really know them personally. So again, we went to camp. We went to camping, and we started drinking again. And then my friend just started kissing some boy that she was trying to date, and they were sort of trying to date, whatever. I don't really care. But he had a friend. I remember he had a friend. And he just looked at me and he was like, well, should we start kissing as well? And I was like, okay, well, let's start kissing. And as we were kissing, he started to lick my ear. I don't care how drunk I was, but that sobered me up immediately because I just could feel his wet tongue in my ear, and I never cringed so bad because I just imagine, I don't know, maybe some people just probably like it, but to me, I imagine, oh my god, can you taste my earwax? Like, is that what you're into? Why are you licking my ear? But I remember the next day, the guy messaged me and he was like, oh, I really liked last night and it was a lot of fun and I think I love you. I remember showing that text to my friend and she's like, loves you. So, and I was thinking, do you think that he fell in love with me through licking my ear? So that's that for the camping. I do remember this one. So again, with my sister, I remember that we went to Budapest in Hungary. This is like the thing that I do when I'm not interested in talking to somebody. I just pretend I'm from a different country. So the guy came up to us and he was like, oh, where you guys are from? You're so pretty. Like, talk to me and, let me buy you a drink. And I just could not get rid of him. I was like, no, thank you. I'm with my sister. Don't worry. We can buy our own drinks. Don't worry. Yeah, just leave us alone. Just pretty much telling him to, F off. But he wouldn't go. So I was like, well, I can't really speak English, so I can't talk to you. I was like, oh, so where are you from? I don't know what, it just, it just crossed my mind. I was like, Bulgaria. And I swear to God, the worst thing that could happen happened. He's like, oh my God, I am from Bulgaria. And he started talking to me in Bulgarian. And I have no fucking idea of one single word in Bulgarian. So I just looked at him, I smiled, took my purse, took my sister, and left. Or another funny story with my sister was, again, in Budapest. I remember my sister just wasn't in a party mood. I could just tell. You can just tell when your friends are not in a party mood. They're like rude and like, yeah, I don't care. Yeah, I don't want to drink. Oh, when you hear the word, I don't want to drink, that they're at a party poopers, and you're kind of like, oh, really? So she was already in that mood. I was like, don't worry, just have 3 shots. You'll be okay. So she did have her 3 shots, but she just was not in the mood. We went to a club. She was not in the mood. We went to a different club. She was not. And I don't like the music. I don't like this. I don't like that. I want to go home. And I was like, well, it's only like 12. It's midnight. I'm not going home like Cinderella. She's like, well, I have the keys to the apartment, so you have to come with me. And I was like, well, I'm not going nowhere. And she was so in the mood. She's like, fine, stay here. And then she left. And then she left with the keys. And I realized after like half an hour, fuck, I don't have the keys. So I had to go back home because she had the keys. I had no way to like get an apartment because there was not, I don't think there was even the doorbell, so I could ring the bell when I was, plus I know when she is drunk, there's no way you can wake her up once she falls asleep. So I was like, fuck, I need to go home. So I decided to like walk. It wasn't actually that far from the club to the apartments we were renting. And so I decided to walk, and there was this guy, let's call him Roger. Roger, he decided to like walk with me. He was actually a very nice guy. He's like, oh, I just saw you walking along. You know you shouldn't be walking along, so I'm just gonna take you home where you need to go. I was like, all right. And he actually seemed very nice. He wasn't like, you know, like douchey and trying to grab you or get your number or whatever. He was just like, oh, I just saw you and you're blonde and very pretty, so I didn't want you to walk alone, so I'm just gonna help you walk you home. I was like, oh, okay. So he walked me all the way to apartments, and me and Roger were like talking the whole time. And then I was like, I explained him the situation that my sister has the keys, and that I have to like, there's no other way that I can get in apartments apart from her letting me in. So we got into like close to apartments, and I was at the gate, and I keep calling. Call once, call twice, call 3 times, call 10 times. She would not answer. We were standing there for 15 minutes. And, you know, at that time I was thinking, oh, she's not going to answer right now. So I got 2 choices. Either wait here in front of gate for the next 5 hours till she wakes up, or make Roger buy me a hotel room. So I was like, well, it looks like I have nowhere to sleep tonight. Oh, he was a lifesaver. He's like, oh, don't worry. I knew that this was going to happen when you told me your story. Just come to my place. You can sleep on I'll sleep on the sofa. You can sleep on my bed. I will not even touch you. I promise. And I was like, that sounds so sketchy. I'm like, I'm not going into your apartment. He's like, well, you don't have much of a choice. And he was right. I didn't. So I was like, okay, but I sleep on a sofa. You sleep in your bed. He's like, okay, just come and you can leave whenever you want. So his apartment, we walked to his apartment now. Luckily it was summer, so I wasn't freezing or anything. So we walked to his apartment, and then he let me in. And he's like, all right, this is the sofa. You can sleep on the sofa. I gave me a blanket. And he went to his bedroom and he fell asleep like he said he would. And I was like, oh my God, what a nice guy. What a nice guy. Because usually you can't read of people like that. They would like try and like grab you or touch you, make you sleep next to them, or, you know, just like some weird stuff. And I was like, oh my God, what a nice guy. So I fell asleep on her sofa with my, like, holding my purse so he wouldn't like grab it or anything. And then I wake up on my sister calling me 4 hours later. She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Where are you? And I was like, oh, coming. So I just hung up. I saw that there was paper and a little note. So I just wrote him a note. I just, you know, disappeared. I just disappeared from his apartment saying, thank you very much. You were very kind. I hope to see you sometime soon in Budapest. I will never forget like what you did for me. Oh my God. I remember I had a best friend for the longest time. We've been together for like best friends for about 5-6 years till I moved out. One night we decided to go out, and then we decided after the party we're gonna stay at her place. She still lived with her parents, but she was okay with it. So I was like, okay. So we went out. We went out and we got I got very drunk as usual. I got very drunk. And I remember just coming back to her place, and she had a German Shepherd. Like, the German Shepherd was so excited to see us at like 5 a.m. waggling his tail. And she's like, all right, let's just go inside. So we went, so she opened the door, and I would like pushed her away, and I started like petting the dog, and I started talking like to him. It's like, you don't understand. You're the only one that understands me. And she was like, get inside, you're drunk. I was like, no, you don't understand. I understand dogs. I can speak their language. It's a full moon. That means that I understand them. And she was like, the next day, she was like, you need to stop drinking. You were so lunatic yesterday. I was like, why? What was I saying? You were saying that you can speak to dogs and you understand the secret languages, and it's a full moon and you get dangerous on a full moon. And I was like, right. Okay. No more vodka. Only rum. I don't think I can think of any more stories. If I do, I'm gonna do a part 2. I'm gonna keep on asking my sister, and maybe I'm gonna message that friend that she doesn't talk to me anymore, that I spoke to her dog. Asking for the stuff, because I'm pretty sure today she would have million stories and even funnier ones. So if I find out more, I'm gonna definitely do a part 2. So I'll do that. Thank you guys for the watching again. Subscribe to my channel if you like it, if you want to see more content. And I'll see you guys soon.
I'm on my own, broken and alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for